Every part must be integrated. Why put a baby in the cell with a wild animal, man?
You know, speaking on the death row situation, I spoke to someone on this platform about what are the levels of consequence when you don't follow rules. And they say that, no, there's levels to the point of death. Right. When you're on death row, what are the levels if you ain't following the rules? Like if you choose not to eat or you bucking at the guards and you just uncooperative, what are the levels of punishment, I guess, if you already on death row?
If they ask you to do something and you don't do it, man, it's pretty much, I would have to say it's pretty much what you see on TV, but not so dramatic, you know, because TV is about ratings and getting, you know, they trying to sell something. In reality, they could take your property, they could not feed you, they could pick on you, they could come up with a reason to spray you with gas, they could lie and say you assaulted them, tell you come out your cell, just so they can get in your cell, beat you up in there like you attacked them, or get you out your cell in handcuffs, act like you spit on them so they can slam you on the ground. And then when you got 10 officers around one inmate, that's like a wall, man. You know, on Ferguson, that's what we used to do. Line up 10, 15 like this here, and niggas will fight behind us, and the guards couldn't see because we got a human wall put up. It's the same thing them guards might do. Out there in them handcuffs, once they line up in that camera right there, that camera can't see past everybody. But if they got 2 or 3 motherfuckers down there, one got his knee on your neck, one sticking his finger in your ass, and another one twisting and breaking your goddamn fingers, and all you hear is stop resisting, how you gonna call that play? Because as far as we know, you was resisting the whole time. Nah, that's what you heard them saying. Mm-hmm. You know, that's that what they call abuse of power, hiding behind the shield. You know, that's the games they play. But it's pretty much the same no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, who can you complain to in a situation like that? Like who can you tell on to say this happened to me and for them to give it?
Prison is a world you really don't want to go to.
Yeah.
Because they give you options, man. Back when I first got locked up, it was called IAD. Internal Affairs Division. Or was it AID? However that go, man. Yeah. Then they switched it up from IAD to upgrade that to OIG. And it's all the same organization. But at the same time, OIG had to come in and make a name for themselves by establishing we not like the last one. But as time passed, when the job get easy and people want money, and I start pulling my family in, and I start having my brother work here, and my sister-in-law work there, and my cousin work there, now we connected. So as an inmate, it's like going to the palace, man. You know, picture living in 1665 or 1900 BC, and you got a king. And the king and all the subjects belong to the king, and then they have servants and slaves. If the slave try to whisper something to one of the guards, how far up that message gonna go before it get to the king? And then once it reach to the king, how many people do the king have in a position to treat the message of the slave like trash? So you can file a complaint, but you're gonna need a little more help. And the only way you can do that, it goes back to the manipulation of the staff. That's why make it a business to understand the environment. But that's only the ones who live there, not the ones who just visiting. The who've been there over 10 or 15 years, they know who they can get at, talk to, and get inside their head and turn them against them before they become one of them. See what I'm saying? That's where TDC up. You bring in people for the job, you train them and you put them out there, but you didn't fully get them up here. So when they get behind them bars with the rest of them inmates and they start to listen to these, this is somebody who, let's say, may have watched his uncle go through something, mama go through something. He gonna be easily sucked into our world because he gonna be on the side of the oppressed from the get-go. What y'all talking about, I done heard too much of the captain had to say. Bitch, you the lieutenant finna whoop your ass in the parking lot, you wouldn't fight. But you the same motherfucker caught that inmate back there in solitary and pushed his head inside that door. You did that. But see, when you got other people who are more manly and they see that, then they turn against them. So that's somebody you can say, hey, look, man, this one did this and that, and they'll work with you. But you can't afford to make that move and tell the wrong one, because it's always process of elimination. If I know as a sergeant, that's my brother, but his last name Brown, mine Smith, and I done helped you and this one and that one over there several times, turn up cases for you, moving you from one cell to another, put you over here with your partners where you can sit back and kick it, but you f***ed up and thought that I was one of you and I was cool, and you came and told me, hey, look how Sarge, Officer Brown did such and such and such and such, man, he blah, blah this and blah, blah that. You don't even know you talking to me about my own brother. Mm. So as a sergeant, guess what I'm gonna do? Hey, look out, bro. You need to watch out, man, because that inmate, he came and told me this, her, and that there. So whatever the you did, you can't let that shit go that way, man. So I'm finna let what's name them know on second shift when they come in, go down there and take care of that shit, man. But be careful, because ain't no telling what the he gonna do. And then once they come down there, plant something on you, lock you up, beat you up, or whatever the they do to you, they gonna send another one through there to play the good guy. Man, what you back here for? No shit. All the while, he know everything. Yeah. But see, a who just get in that system and walking it through, he'll never understand it. Yeah. But for a who been there, he already know. That's why they say don't do no talking, man. But see, there's always them G's. And what I mean by the G is the who already done spent enough time behind bars to where they could have been a doctor or a lawyer. Them the niggas who fully understand how the espionage game works in prison. Because by the time I left that, I fully understood jail is only a atmosphere of who can be the best double agent there ever was. When you break it down. But see, that's because the angle I look at it. Ain't nobody who they really want to be behind bars. You got to think about it, man. The who's a knockout artist sitting up in that jail cell, that's probably the same crying because he ain't seen his kids, man. But y'all ain't never seen him. Every time that door roll, he got his chest out hitting them push-ups. He a double agent, man. For his people, that nigga got in it. He gonna break down and do everything. Wish he was there with him every day of his life. But when that door roll out, that ain't who you see. You see this who ain't trying to be, who ain't to be with. You see a who ain't trying to hear. See what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why after you've been there for a long time, you can never just say, man, I'm out of jail, man. I'm leaving that jail behind this, that, that. Nah, homie, you're not gonna do that. And the reason why a lot of us get out of jail, they cook spreads in there and they come home and cook them same spreads. That's more like a celebration, man. When a go back and cook a spread, and even though he did that in jail, but now he got more he can put in that spread, to them, that's a form of celebration, but it's an unconscious celebration. Because when he cooked that spread, this time he doing it as a free man. Then on top of that, I'm celebrating I didn't take the losses the last took. Because I know a lot of ain't get out, man. I know a lot of got fucked off eating that spread. I can eat this in peace. Not only that, I can eat it with my kids. So it's a difference, man. So when people say, oh, you institutionalized, no, man, that nigga been through something, man. That spread is tied into a pain that nigga can't let go of. But due to the fact he can do the same, but not under the same circumstances, the nigga feel good when he put that shit together. Yeah. Sit out here and go through the motions and won't say a thing and don't give a who got something bad to say about it and gonna continue to do it. Because to him, he can say, I made it. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Not necessarily just the spread itself, because that's small. Because it's other shit that a nigga can be like, man, I made it out. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody that go in ain't promised that, man. I done seen a dude come in, my next door neighbor. Young dude had 2 years, man. They put him in a cell with a food, and this nigga finna get whooped by 10 every day on motherfucker. We was on Ferguson, man. This here fool talk, didn't give a damn what gang you in. Bloods done whooped the Crips done whooped the. He just up here, gone. Teeth getting knocked out every other week, but up here, he gone. So when you got somebody who a little more humble and see that this here a damn fool, and you know that he really don't want to die, but he doing shit because his mind ain't right, you learn how to swerve them, right? And the system knows how to swerve them because he done hit officers, got whooped by officers, but they don't want to take advantage of him because he already psychologically diagnosed. But this how they do you. They put him in the cell with him because according to standards, every part must be integrated. Why put a baby in the cell with a wild animal, man. And then the nigga talking about he gonna fight the man, and the young dude like, shit, I don't give a nigga me, we gonna fight. This nigga come straight up in the cell, what you gonna do? But now I can't say he was a hoe, he wasn't in his right mind. He done told that shit to blood, crip, and guess what they do? Get right on that ass. But to this young bro, this nigga ain't been locked up in the penitentiary 5 minutes. He don't know a ass thing. So he finna fight you like a out the streets with this, and then he didn't grow up in them gloves in the streets. He wasn't trained in MMA. This is a regular ass 16, 17-year-old kid, basically, because in this prison, nigga, you not even 18 or 19, nigga, you 10 or 11. And guess what happened? In that 2 years, man, he beat that dude up, stomped him, and killed him right there. And the standing in the crazy, he standing in the cell talking about, yeah, man, I did that. You blood, you crip, I'm gonna kill one of y'all. The only reason crip niggas and bloods ain't killed your is because they already know you fucked up. They just knock you out, stomp you a little bit, and let you make it. And after every ass whooping, he woke up with his mind. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why, you know, in prison, man, it's kind of like a thing of you always fighting to get it right.
Yeah.
And you always fighting to get it right, man.